What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do our 1 week review with the F-Type R. This has been an absolute beast. We just finished a mountain road trip in it. We have 2 videos linked down below. That V8 screams. So we're going to cruise back down this road and talk about our final thoughts with what this car is all about.
Alright, so jumping back into the F-Type, that was a blast taking it down this mountain road. We have a few more turns that we can do with this. One thing we've noticed too is that with the top down, it rips. You can really hear that exhaust. When you put the top up, I mean, it still rips, but it's not quite as loud, which is nice for a convertible. It's pretty well insulated. Obviously, you can get the Coupe if you want.
But it's a nasty V8. It's so linear too, being supercharged. That's, I think, a big selling point that I like of it.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a muscle, meaty car, but it's such a luxurious car at the same time.
It is crazy to see, just kind of daily driving it the last few days, how composed it feels.
Yeah.
Kind of smooth. The suspension is a little bit...
On the softer side.
Kind of softer, yeah, softer setting. But it provides you with a great ride, and then you can have some fun with it. And we found that it handles pretty well.
Yeah, you can tell it's more on the like the luxury refined side. It's a little bit of a heavier car.
Yeah.
In the full dynamic mode, it's really good, but it's not as sharp as a more performance-focused car would be. Not to say it's a bad thing.
Ooh.
I think Jaguar's target demographic is probably more of someone who's wanting that good GT car that's going to be good for cruising and have that comfort aspect.
Right.
But you still want to have the extra fun with a 500-something horsepower supercharged V8.
And even around turns.
The all-wheel drive really does help. I like that a lot. And I love both grab handles as a passenger.
It's a really solid passenger seat. Which is cool to see.
It's one of the more confident to be a passenger cars that we've been in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's just so well-rounded, I feel. And it has somewhat of that old school luxury vibe to it, to where you know, it has like all that leather, you know, the stuff that makes it feel like that British luxury car.
Right.
Which is cool to see kind of an old school vibe in this car. Oh, so with that said, you drove it pretty much all normal driving for last week. What are your takeaways from a normal car? Like, someone buying this is probably going to daily drive it a good amount of time.
Oh yeah, I could see this being a great daily driver. I do have a few concerns with it. One is the amount of storage is pretty adequate, especially for a convertible. You have a split style between where the top goes down and your storage, so you don't have to go move around items in order to put the top down. Like, it's a good amount of space. We have both our camera bags in there, 2 lunch boxes. It's a good amount of room.
For a 2-seater, like, I don't see an issue with that.
I will say maybe the interior storage could be improved slightly. We have a place here you can put your phone. There's nowhere to put like sunglasses. If both you and I had stuff, we got the pockets in the doors. But like, it's not bad. Maybe a few other areas here or there. Yeah, like maybe behind the seat or something.
I know the Coupe has like something here. At least the older one.
Yeah,
I'm not too sure about the newest one.
If you're buying this car, you're not going to buy it. Be like, oh, I can't fit, you know, 2x4 in there or something. Like, you know what you're getting. Yeah. Right? So it has a good amount of storage space for what it is. Yeah. The 2 biggest points, though, I think, that I want to make is that it doesn't have a forward-facing camera or full adaptive cruise. Yeah. We have the forward collision, so the sensors are already in that windshield. Yeah. I think the forward-facing camera would add, especially for this price point, giving you better visibility, giving you that adaptive cruise to make it feel a little bit more luxurious.
I feel like it's missing some premium package for $120,000.
Yeah, and maybe that's an option that I overlooked that you can get.
And it could be like a $500 option it's missing.
Yeah.
So we don't know that 100%.
100%, but that would be nice to see. And then my only other hiccup with this car is I like the climate control layout. The middle button you push to turn on the fan speed, and then you can twist it to adjust the fan speed. The other buttons here should adjust the heated and ventilated seats, which this model does not have. Yeah. So these are big buttons with one purpose. They should have a multi-function purpose.
So I think Audi's, you tap the same type of screen and it goes through your seats, your zones, and the fan and the temperature.
So those are the only gripes.
Because you have to go into the screen to really do all the adjustments.
Yep.
So I think their infotainment could be updated. I think the newer Land Rovers have it in some of them.
I think so.
So maybe the F-Type's just a little bit behind.
Yeah.
They kind of did a refresh for like 2021 model year, which is really just the headlights, a few little tweaks.
Right.
So maybe a tech upgrade could be coming soon.
Something like that. But with those out of the way, this is a great car. Don't let that deter you from buying this.
Yeah.
But like with putting the top down, it'd be nice to have the ventilated seats just to stay a little bit cooler.
Or an air scarf of some sort as well.
Yeah. But this is a great car. I've enjoyed driving it. When I first put the pedal to the floor and I heard that exhaust, I knew it was going to be an epic week. It's like, I've been trying not to do that to save all that gas for the mountain trips that we just did.
Yeah, quarter tank of gas in 30 miles.
Yeah, we really didn't blow that much gas for a supercharged V8.
Or
maybe a little bit. Yeah. Maybe compared to some of the other cars, but
not bad.
Not bad. Yeah, it's been a great car to drive. I like the characteristics that it has, especially being the convertible. I really don't have any other complaints with it. Like it's a nice vehicle. Like I think you mentioned maybe a Grand Tour.
Yeah, this is like an ultimate Grand Tour where you and your wife, and your friend can go on a nice road trip or something, have enough luggage to do a weekend trip or even a week trip.
Yeah.
I mean, I can live out of a backpack in 2 weeks. So, you can cruise on it, hit the mountains, and know you're going to be confident in the mountains, having fun. Maybe a casual track day once or twice a year. It's a good, well-rounded GT car that's not really sacrificing the performance to give you the luxury.
Right.
In the sharp turns, you can feel the weight, so we couldn't go too crazy into the turns like an M4 or the C8 Corvette can do. So you gotta know the weight, know the boundaries of the car.
But you can get rear-wheel drive, you can get all-wheel drive like what we have in this model here.
And a coupe to kind of shave some pounds.
Give you a little more confidence with that all-wheel drive. I don't think we felt any understeer or anything. We didn't talk about that.
I was gonna say I think the tires may have squealed once, but I didn't actually hear them come off the ground at all like that.
Yeah, it felt like, well, we didn't even think about it, so we didn't have to. It was pretty solid.
Yeah.
With that all-wheel drive. So for the weight, it's definitely an extra safety feature, I would say.
Yeah, I think
all-wheel drive.
It's well-rounded for a GT car. My only complaint is something very nitpicky and stupid.
Yeah, what are yours for?
The armrest feels way too hard. It's literally probably plastic with a piece of leather on it. There's no padding. Yeah. This one has a nice little bit of padding to where it feels good, but your door panel, where's the padding?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that driving it. Because I drive like this a lot.
I drive like this all the time, and the first thing I think about is my armrests. And I don't know why there's no padding, so that's my only complaint. We need some padding in there because that's just a little annoying and cheap feeling.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, like the fact that, like I said, the leather and stuff, the seats look cool. I love the stitching. The bolsters aren't crazy tight for slender body types. This is all we get.
I do wish you can adjust all of the lumbar support. There's 3 different memory seating adjustments there, but there's no bolster support.
Yeah, there should be for if the SVR isn't around. This seat should be able to accommodate different bodies.
Yeah.
And I found as a driver, I was holding the steering wheel a little bit tighter than I would to help keep me in place.
Yeah.
As a passenger, these grab handles are really nice, but I feel like I just need that extra lateral support with the bolsters.
Yeah.
So that's one complaint, I guess. Again, it's a GT car. It's gotta be comfortable. They're easy to get in and out of. They're comfortable, like I said, but I wouldn't mind that. The only other thing, I guess, the paddle shifters, there's really short engagement. It's really just a button click. I've accidentally hit them a few times when we were doing the mountain stuff because you just barely touch it and it clicks. I'm used to cars where you have to pull them like a whole inch to shift.
I was just going to say, with my fingers in between the steering wheel and the paddles, that's kind of where you want your good grip when you're going around the track. And there's not enough of a gap between them. You either have to hold a little bit up and then kind of move your hand as you need it.
Yeah.
You can't just kind of hold it right here.
I wouldn't mind more of a throw, more of you have to pull a paddle to engage rather than just click a button.
Oh yeah, it really is. It's really short.
And if you watch the POV, you'll see a few times my hand just kind of bumped it.
Yeah.
But very nitpicky little complaints.
Overall, fantastic car.
It kind of, I think the F-Type's always been a car we've liked in the background.
Yeah.
One of our good friends is actually looking at buying one. He's been wanting one for many years. So if he gets that, we'll definitely have some fun with it.
Oh yeah.
But it's kind of that muscle car, performance car, but you got that British touch of luxury and something unique,
Yeah, it's really a good blend of all of that.
Yeah, this is the same price as a GTR. I'm pretty biased on that. Obviously, this doesn't have the same practicality, but you get the top down and the luxury refinement. So it's a different type of car. GTR can do a lot of what this can, but it's a completely different type of animal. Shelby GT500 is probably a cheaper version of this if you got a coupe.
I could see that.
Different kind of aspect. not too many two-seater, two-door sports cars like this, convertibles.
Yeah.
It's a very small market, and I think Jaguar is kind of like the epitome of, if they can make it, they're going to make it the best, and I really like what this has to offer.
I think it's been a blast. I wish we could have driven it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But for what we did today, I think it's pretty cool to be behind the wheel.
Yeah, I think it's cool because I drove it here, and that was my first time driving this car, and I was kind of like, seems pretty soft luxury car. I don't know it's going to do that well in the mountains.
Yeah.
But then dynamic mode, top down, like the car really just changed where it has two completely different characteristics.
Yeah.
It goes from grandpa's convertible Jag to your fun weekend toy that you're going to blow away the competition and rip it and drink some fuel at the same time, which is a good thing for this car.
In a sense, it's kind of like my Audi R8 is a naturally aspirated V8.
I can see that.
Without an exhaust, it sounded like a lawnmower. Very quiet, kind of composed.
So throw an aftermarket, ripping it.
Right, you throw an aftermarket exhaust on it, and it'd be nice if it was like this, where you just push the button and it automatically does it, but it just livened it up so much, and that's the same feeling I get with this.
Because of the exhaust on this, it throws in those senses. It makes your ears just listen. Your whole body can hear it and feel it.
Yeah, it's that same perception.
It adds a fun factor that is needed, absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm not a huge convertible fan, but I do like the top down in this.
It was so fun.
Like, it's neat to be able to experience a car that I wouldn't buy. Like, I'd go for the Coupe.
Yeah.
But being in the convertible, it's like, well, this is actually pretty cool.
And you can do it while driving, so under 30 miles. Here, we're going slow. Why don't you pop it down?
Yeah.
Wrong button.
I don't need the e-brake.
But yeah, it's nice how while driving you can conveniently do it and just enjoy the breeze. And with the windows up in this wind deflector, it's not intrusive. We were going 60 or so, and you can just enjoy your time on it, talk like normal.
And then if you want,
oh man, it just sounds
changes
so
the car
good.
Just like that.
Oh man, a few more turns.
Check out the mountain video because we opened it up a lot more than right now.
Man, well yeah, Jaguar F-Type V8, guys. It's a cool car. I can see our dad would want one of these.
Yeah,
I think it's an older person's car. At least probably a 50-year-old or plus is gonna buy this, I would say. It has that gentleman sports car type of feel to it, but Jaguar, they do it right.
It's pretty cool to see the performance that it has to maybe get some younger people like our friend to kind of go for it a little bit.
The Coupe is the younger car.
Yeah.
I would buy the Coupe all day. I could see getting one of them.
Yeah.
That and like the Mercedes AMG GT are kind of like the two-door, two-seater Coupes, I would say.
That's
You know, you got twin turbo V8, supercharged V8. So those are the two in this market. When you take the convertible, actually I guess the AMG GT convertible.
Yeah.
So this and the Mercedes are the two cars to get.
Man, that's a tough one.
I'd love to get one of them for a week.
Yeah.
But this certainly gives you that muscle of a V8, because in America at least, there's a lot of people who we love a V8. That is like so American, even though this is British.
Yeah.
This has that American muscle to it, which Mercedes isn't going to have. So that's where this car sits in regard to that car at least. But
yeah,
it's been cool. Unfortunately, that's it. We are quarter tank of gas. We got to get home.
Yeah.
But if you guys enjoyed today's video, our final thoughts with the F-Type, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. If you want to see us rip it, check out the two videos linked below. I think you're going to really enjoy them because that exhaust speaks a lot in those videos. But that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next video.